What's the better Minecraft version, Bedrock or Java? This being one of the most heated arguments in Minecraft, but what are the differences? Well, there's a lot of them on the technical side and the customization one, so let's get right into them. One of the most evident differences between Bedrock and Java is the Wither boss fight. In Java, the Wither has 300 health and can be easily killed underground, while its Bedrock counterpart has up to 600 health. It also destroys an entire chunk when spawning, making it impossible to kill underground. Another main difference is that the Bedrock Wither, upon reaching half hit points, spawns 2 Wither skeletons to its aid, and becomes immune to projectile damage, making you try to defeat it in close range. Because of this, the best way to kill it is to use a trident in its later stage to pierce it. Knowing this, I can easily say that the Bedrock Wither fight is a ton harder than its Java counterpart. Another visible difference is the way that you're able to bridge in both of these versions. For example, in Java, you'll most likely be shifting while bridging and placing blocks by looking at the ones already placed. While in Bedrock Edition, you can place blocks whilst running and not even looking at the ones placed, which makes it useless to learn bridging techniques in Bedrock like speed bridging, god bridging, or tele bridging if you don't want to touch grass. A very minor but still quite important difference is that in Bedrock you can break certain blocks such as enchanting tables and furnaces without using any tool, which would be impossible to do in Java. Whilst this mechanic is quite handy because you won't have to waste durability on a pickaxe, it doesn't really make much sense knowing that these blocks are made from materials you would need a pickaxe to break. A very surprising difference between Minecraft, Bedrock, and Java is that in Bedrock Edition, there isn't such a thing as hardcore mode. This difference doesn't make any sense because Mojang could add this very easily into the game's code. Also, the Bedrock community has wanted this for a long time. Another astonishing difference between these versions is that in Java, if you place rails around yourself, mobs like zombies won't be able to get to you. Well, in Bedrock, they can. I guess they have much smarter mobs than Java does. A noticeable difference is how redstone works in both of these versions. For example, in Java, you don't have any delays on pistons, while in Bedrock you do. Another one is that you can place redstone mechanisms underwater in Bedrock, which won't work in Java. This means that a redstone mechanism from Java will probably not work in Bedrock, and vice versa. If we look at how Bedrock and Java look in game, we can see that there are also a lot of differences here, similar to gameplay. For example, in Bedrock, there are a lot of baby mobs that are not available in Java, such as baby dolphins, glow squids, and normal squids. You have to remember though that these mobs cannot be bred, so their baby forms can only be spawned naturally. A similar difference is that in Bedrock there are a lot more zombie jockey variants than in Java, like the cow jockey, mushroom jockey, or even the panda jockey. If we look at cauldrons in Java, they're kind of plain and boring. While in Bedrock you can dye the water whatever color you want, and then use the dyed water to dye leather armor. A logical difference between the two in favor of Bedrock is that when it snows, leaves on trees become white, as if snow logged. Another thing about trees is the diversity you can see in Bedrock, like tree logs lying on the ground, which you don't see to this day in Java. A visible difference between the two versions is that characters will blink in Bedrock, making me quite happy that this isn't in Java because it's pretty creepy. One of the good differences between Java and Bedrock is that Java can do so much more with banners, like putting them on shields or making markers on maps, while in Bedrock, they are just there to be there, with no purpose apart from customization. Another positive for Java is that arrows when shot at players will stick into them, adding a bit of reality into the game. And the thing from Bedrock that I want the most in Java is dancing parrots on players. Normally in both versions, parrots will dance on the floor if a jukebox plays, but only in Bedrock they'll still dance if you pick them up. If we look at the differences between Java's and Bedrock's systems, we can easily see that Bedrock has a lower system requirement, making beginners and people playing on a toaster have a playable experience. Another important difference is crossplay and playing multiplayer. If we look at crossplay, then Bedrock wins by a landslide, with it being on practically every device, Nintendo, PC, mobile, you name it. But if we look at multiplayer, then it's a hard choice. While Bedrock lets you invite people to your world, Java has a lot more flexibility with servers, making them very equal, and not showing a clear winner if we just look at multiplayer. This difference being one of the biggest and probably showing which one of the versions is better is game customization like mods, texture packs, and others. While Bedrock has a very limited amount of customization, with you most of the time having to pay for it in the shop, Java has unlimited amounts of it with thousands of mods and texture packs being created by the community to make gameplay more exciting and less boring. Knowing all of this, which one is better? And this might not be a straight answer, but if you like playing plain Minecraft with an easy mechanic to play with your friends, then Bedrock might be better. But if you like customizing your gameplay with mods, texture packs, and with other not already in-game stuff, then Java wins easily. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing, and maybe even check out my other videos, and see you in the next one.